Hello and welcome to Drift Masters Round 6 Poland with us. This weekend we're driving in this beautiful stadium, which is actually a speedway track which is converted into drifting for this weekend. As you see, all the tarmac is laid here just for us. So let's see how it goes. And as you can see, Piotr was already here before us with his new drift car. Last minute checks. First practice session is over. It was 1.5 hours, but all of us got 2 laps. Well, only what we did was 1 lap. The second lap I hit the wall a little bit in the entry, so crashed the front end. The track is very unforgiving and just my driving mistake. Car's already almost fixed, just fiberglass still to do, and there's a second practice which we are going to do in tandem, so it's going to go a lot quicker. So should be better. Näin on rikki. Oho.
We approach the next run. Juha Rintanen, we're now into the top 8 in the championship right now. So everybody wants to get the top 5. You want to say, hey, I'm one of the top 5 drivers in Europe. That's what you want to say. He's in 8th. He's got a couple of guys to jump, those being Dwayne McKeever and Adam Zalewski. And he's going to look a little bit ahead of that. Points aren't too far away. And Juha Rintanen, he's been around the game a long time. Wily character, knows his car, knows these tracks. There is no track that Juha Rintanen hasn't been around at this point.
I was just going to say, he's a wily old fox, Dave. He's been around, he knows what he's doing. He's got a very nice build, works tirelessly to make sure this machine is absolutely perfect. And as you say, he's got that experience.
You know what? Very calm and collected driver as well. This guy's been around the block, which means he's not afraid of anybody here. We'll see how Juha Rintanen gets on. Finnish driver's got all the support from the grandstands anyway, coming in with a bit of a technical, calculated approach, not as wide as we, but look at that. Works it instantly back out, and that's the experience. On a lot of left foot brake there, you know, a lot of smoke, but not moving a whole lot for Juha Rintanen, and that's a clever way of approaching that corner as he again fires it out to the outside walls again. And this transition, can he keep it fluid? Can he keep it smooth? Going very wide, almost too wide. Oh, he's dropped over the edge of the track, and it's upset him there. An uncharacteristic mistake from Juha Rintanen as he now takes it back out to the wall, loses the rear bumper, finishes the job. But that transition's going to knock him a few points.
Ruining his score here for this wheel drop, because look at that. It was a big upset, you know, and if you're trying to chase that down, you're going to be going into the gravel as well.
I get your point, but he does make the last out of his own work, so he recovers from it. So let's see what the judges say. 70 fair score, 22nd position for Juha Rintanen. I expect we won't see that mistake again in the second half of qualifying. Juha Rintanen right now, one heavy hitter that I think needs to step up a little bit here. Needs to come back at it again. He's currently sitting in 33rd position. He's outside the 32. He needs a score now.
He certainly does.
He's 8th position in the championship. Got to go. All the flames out the back of the car on the run-in. Spectacular for Rintanen, and he's going for it here. Out to the outside zone he goes. The filter completing inside zone. Perfect. Gets to the wall. Oh, Rintanen flexes the bumper on the inside. He's going for it here, the Finnish driver, as he gets to the outside zone. Beautiful control on the left foot brake, has all his experience, all those trophies. He's pulling on all that experience now to try and put a solid score on the board. Look at this, he looks so smooth out there. Compared to the first run, that is a masterclass. Juha Rintanen, he's up to speed now.
I mean, did he just go and have a quick massage or, you know, a quick snooze? Because I think he woke up in the right frame of mind. It is perfect.
Very close here, watch this. Look, I think he just flexed the bumper just on the end of that wall. Let me have a look at this. Oh, he did, just a little clip. Just a little clip, enough. That's a high score, has to be. It's an 87 on the board for Juha Rintanen, puts him into 12th position.
And that's a wrap for qualifying. It got a little bit tricky. The first run, I made some mistakes. I'm very comfortable running on the wall, but getting on the wall in some places is still a bit tricky. We only had 2 practice lead runs before the qualifying, so that's why I wasn't fully comfortable. We got 70 points from the first run, and after the qualifying progressed, we saw that we wouldn't qualify with that points. So the pressure was on, we had to get better points, but luckily I knew what I was doing wrong, and the second run we had 87 points. Only few mistakes that I think we lost maybe like 5 to 10 points at least, so I'm comfortable with that. Tomorrow we have a lot more practice. There's less drivers and 3 hours of practice, so I can practice those things that I was worried about. This evening we're just gonna align the car properly with the strings, make sure everything is right for tomorrow, and that's basically it. Tomorrow's another day. Let's hope for a sunny day and not rain. Yeah, should be good, and good battles and everything. So, see you soon.
And as well, we saw a lot of drivers, they were initiating kind of mid-track and they were taking maybe 3-4 meters to actually get out to the edge of the track. We want to see you guys get to the edge, get to the wall as early as possible. Outer zone 1 is a reference point, but if you can ride that wall, all can get.
Mam nadzieję, że fura Juchyli Tanema.
Top 32 practice is now done. We got some good laps and some not so good laps, which pretty much ended our practice session. We had some collision with Joachim Andersson. I made a mistake on the lead and he hit me, so we made a bit of the damage, but everything is fixed now. And now we're getting ready for the race. So first we're gonna battle Steve Baxi-Biagoni with the V8 monster car, and we'll see how it goes. He's a good driver. Last time he beat us, so I think we're gonna try to return the favor this time. Let's see how it goes.
Look at this, the heat indicator equal both sides. These guys, they've met once, but it was equal either way. Qualification, Rinton looks like the stronger driver.
Next we move on to this one. Big heavyweight battle in the top 32. Rinton from Finland, Bagsy from the UK. Here we go.
Yeah, look at this, both cars jump up on the line and look at Bagsy matching the pace of Rinton. Oh, almost tags Rinton on initiation. Nice initiation from Rinton, though, straight in up to the wall. A little tag from Rinton. Bagsy way down on the inside, needs to pull up his socks here. Goes for the dive on transition. Goes wide, Bagsy can controls it though, as Britton absolutely on a flyer, but he's out of the outside zone. That's pushing Bagsy way down on the bank, but Britton now looks for the transition. Bagsy needs to make the dive through the centre of the circuit and does, as he looks for the door. Got that S15, they get up close and personal into the wall. Bagsy's car showing it down, it falls down on the inside of the circuit.
Too much on the inside. They both get the job done, but I think this one's going to come down to the second half of the run. Rintonen having a contact with the wall. Bagsy almost trying to avoid contact with Rintonen throughout the run. And the magic tape brought out for the first time tonight. Marston and the magic tape is going to hopes and dreams tape.
Yeah.
Keep it all together.
I mean, look, he's trying to work a miracle there with that tape. These thumbs up to the start line. Marshall Martin down there. They look for that light to go green. Here we go. Bagsy to lead out. Juha Rintonen. Top 16 away. Bagsy's gone. Absolutely up and gone. As he gets into the outside zone, Rintonen goes for a big dive. Bagsy flexes the back end. And that's Sylvia. Rintonen tags him. Rintonen on the inside. Rintonen playing dirty. Trying to put some hits onto that Sylvia. Bagsy's car as now Rintonen wanders and wavers. Look at the shallow angle. Rintonen using Bagsy like a punch bag around the arena as he transitions back into the second to last outer zone. Goes Bagsy flying as Rintonen now starts to work it in, starts to find the door, but he just can't get there.
Oh, I see who's going to win this one. And it's going to be a one more time between Bagsy and Rintonen. It's a one more time, and I think that's the fair call from the judges. Mistakes in the lead, mistakes in the chase, nothing clean on either side. And you probably weigh all of those on. A little bit about pace, they'll have learned a little bit. They've also got, you know, 2 runs under their belt in competition here, so I think this one is going to be a little bit closer. Now watch Bagsy here. He thinks a lot of the time of being aggressive, and I think this is one of those times he's not going to back down.
No, he's not going to back down. You can see him now bringing the pace. He doesn't want to let Juha Rintonen get away. Rintonen destroys the car. Into the wall he goes and puts it into a spin. And Rintonen knew he had to go hard.
So uncharacteristic from Juha Rintonen. We haven't watched.
Incredible save from Bagsy.
I mean, Bagsy, I think he knew. They knew all about that from their experience. And we've got a puncture for Steve Bagsy Biaggioni, which now puts another spanner in the works. Now, was the puncture caused by... Well, I'm not sure.
No, it wasn't. There's no way it can be caused by Juha Rintonen.
So has he got a puncture on his own, therefore cannot complete the second run, which would then make it 2 incompletes? I have no idea.
Oh, my God.
I mean, this top 32, if this is the top 32, and usually the top 16 is a far more exciting affair, what does the top 16 entail if this is the top 32? I've never seen many of these incidents happen in the history of drifting in a place where we've never seen drifting before.
No.
Finish the battle, pardon the pun, irregardless of the decision, he can finish both runs and Bagsy cannot. And that means that Rintonen, by completing 1 run, even though it's lead and chase, he will score over 1 run where Bagsy will not.
Well, he only needs to score 1 run, yeah.
Yeah, and Bagsy would have got the advantage from the first. However, he's disqualified, not a scoring situation. So if it was a scoring situation where we would see a balance, we would have 1 more time. However, he's not able to continue, which means that he's out of the competition. And Rintonen is able to continue, even though he hit the wall and spun out. Never saw it happen before, but I have been informed that the rule book has been looked over, and that is the rule book. And I mean, we don't like going to the rule book to decide battles, but unfortunately, in these circumstances, you have to.
Kevin O'Connell, I do believe we're going to come to you because you need to explain to everyone at home how thick the rule book is and how many pages you've gone through so far. Kevin, over to you to explain that one.
Yeah, look, another extremely difficult decision here from us, and again, delving into the absolute depths of the rule book. But I think you and Dave explained it very, very well. The first run, you had unfortunately went off and had an incomplete. Very important to note, it was an incomplete. But unfortunately, because the track marshals here deemed that Bagsy was not able to take off from the line due to that D-beat, that is a disqualification, which is worse. He is not able to compete in the second half of the run. Therefore, Juha only has to complete the first initiation, and therefore he automatically gets the win. It's a very unfortunate turn of circumstances, but there is nothing we can do about it here in the judging tower.
To deal with the rain. He's from Ireland. That's pretty much 95% of our weather. However, on these slick surfaces, Juha Rintonen, Jack Shanahan, this is now the biggest battle of the year. This decides the championship. Rintonen, who's lucky, I think, to get through against Bagsy, but now he's going to take that look, and also he's got no windows, so this is not great.
He's going to get a little damp here.
It's going to be a bit wet, but I'll tell you one thing, Shanahan now looks at it and goes, I don't know what's going to happen when I go into that first corner, and I'm just a little worried with Jack Shanahan that he does like to go aggressive into that corner, and if it doesn't have the grip he thinks it'll have, then I can tell you what, he's going in that wall. Connor Shanahan, you can see on the radio to Jack Shanahan right now saying it's treacherous, it's slippy, don't throw it away. This is pressure, this is sport, this is drifting, this is for the 2022 Drift Masters European Championship.
Here we go, look at this, Shanahan, tentative initiation. He doesn't know the grip level, he fires in, he goes on mad angle, oh, wow! And he takes a big hit from Juha Rittinen.
That looked to me like Jack Shanahan spun on entry. I'm just going to say it straight away. It looked to me.
Oh, wow, Dave, don't even start.
It looked to me initially.
I'm arguing with me now. I think he may have been able to deal with it. Because when he hit the wall, it didn't allow him to go any further past an over-rotation. It kind of kept a hold of the car.
I'm gone back the other way now.
You're saying it was Shanahan's fault?
I think it's Shanahan's fault. I think, look,
don't know.
for me, and I'm just going to lay this down. I'm not a judge. We always say this is our opinion.
Oh, this is just us.
It means very little.
We're doing what everyone else are doing at home.
Exactly. For me, watch this. It's okay. The angle for me isn't the problem. It's the slowing by hitting the wall. He hits the wall hard and then slows, and Rittinen hits him.
Rittenen's coming in, and he's almost not backwards as well.
But he could be avoiding Shanahan, because Shanahan is already spinning at that point. I think, look, it's knife edge. But for me,
the judges they have every camera angle on.
Yeah, they're watching on.
I'm not sure why. Juha Rittenen's car has now exited the circuit. Oh, there's damage to the rear wheel. You can see now at that angle.
Täällä on tää vitu väliputki paskana tästä jarrupapulasta. Onks meillä kokeeta? Saadaanko kokeeta tuohon? Pitääkö tää nyt kiinni vaan? Riittääkö yksi? Antakaa pihni! Eikö vuotaa läpi? Laita jarrua! Pohjaan! Kokeile jarrutuntuma! Pyörä! Mulla on mutteri! Minuuttia! Onko siellä jarrutuntuma? On! Hyvä! Jätä käsi jarru! On! Hyvä!
Bravo!
Came onto the circuit. This side of the car looks absolutely fine from my assessment, and this side not so good. Everything's falling apart. It's just cable tied back together. Now here's what's going to happen next, Ian. He's going to come off the start line. He's going to initiate into the first corner. He's going to drift for a period of time, just enough to get through the first section. And if he does that, he wins the battle. Jack Shanahan loses the battle, and Peter Wiańczek is your 2022 Drift Masters European champion. That is what Juha Rittinen, for some reason, is going to decide in the next 30 or 40 seconds. You try and make some notes for that, Ian, when you were preparing earlier on?
Yeah, so that piece of paper that I had with the rest of the guys in the office is in the shredder. And I sat up here and I was like, well, at the moment, it's kind of playing in the way we thought. And then all of a sudden I went, no, it's not. None of it's happening. No.
It started to rain and everything changed.
Yeah, no, and then Conor Shanahan didn't even make it out. Well, there we go, Dave.
Here we are. UR Rintonen's going to come into that first corner. It's going to be the most pressure on one handbrake drag anyone's ever done. And he's just going to throw it into that first corner and get in. He does get in there and does a drift, and that means that UR Rintonen, who doesn't have to complete the entire run, beats the competition timeout. Jack Shanahan deemed at fault, meaning Jack Shanahan will lose his top 16 battle. Wiańczek wins his top 16 battle, meaning Jack Shanahan mathematically can't catch Peter Wiańczek, meaning Peter Wiańczek is your 2022 Drift Masters European champion. I've never had, and Peter Wiańczek got the job done, and it will drop in officially. UR Rintonen gets the win and goes to the top 8. We got to go down to our 2022 Drift Masters champion.
Se on kiva, kun on vähän tekemistä. I get me cold.
Here, he's in the top 8 of Drift Masters in his rookie season, and he's up against UR Rintonen, who's had a couple of slip-ups on the way here. All the experience, though, lies with Rintonen.
Yeah.
All of that experience. I would say UR Rintonen was drifting before Oliver Evans knew what drifting was.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Oliver Evans relatively new to the game, and UR Rintonen been around a long, long time now. The window slides open.
The face of a man that has
He shakes his head and closes the window and says, "There's enough of that weather out there." There we go. Evans from Wales to take on UR Rintonen from Finland.
You can't go in hot. You can't approach that first corner too hot. You have to learn by watching what's happened before. You've got to take it easy here.
You certainly have, and there we go, off the line. Slowly but surely, they make their way down into that initiation, and Evans will say, well, there's nothing left on the car that I can damage, so here we go. Rintonen comes in hot once again. Evans takes it tentative, now starts to drive away from Rintonen. In the outside zone goes Evans, nice lines, he drops down. Rintonen, though, look at him in the crease, starts to use that anti-lag, uses a clutch to transition. He loses a little bit of ground, though, on that inside zone. Evans up and gone on that big, long outside zone. Through they come as now Rintonen reels him back in once again. Clever driving from UR Rintonen, but he's on the inside edge of the circuit. Evans pulls away once again. They transition back across the track. Rintonen makes a big dive. He needs to get the deal sealed here, and he goes in too hot, spins the car.
What a night. What a night. I just don't understand it. I thought Evans was going in the wall.
Comes in, he's on throttle. I can't see if he's braking. No, he's on throttle there. He rubs the wall, and I think Rintonen thinks he's going in too hot here.
I think Rintonen thinks
He's going in, yeah.
And he backs out, and Evans goes,
Got ya.
see you later. And he's gone. And I tell you,
Mario Kart, banana skin.
Yeah, but I tell you one thing, it hasn't rained on the surface for about 25 minutes now.
Yeah.
So we're starting to see...
Well, look at the line. We can look out the window. We can see
there's a line starting to form here, so there's a little bit more grip on it than there was before. Let's see what happens now. Can Evans hold on to that advantage?
He's playing it very, very safe, Dave. Look at this. He's coming very, very tentatively now. He needs to keep within a few zones distance of Rintonen, and I think he can do that. And Rintonen now starting to turn the screw, trying to drive away. Look at this, using everything he can, as now Evans, look, he's got that grip in the car. This is what I was talking about. He can manage it, he can dial it, he can balance it. As Rintonen gets into the outside zone, he's up into the wall, and Evans is playing with him. Look at the shallow angle, flicking that car, making sure he's still in it, still doing what the judges require, as Rintonen goes right across the circuit. Big flick. Now Evans starts to reel him in. He knows he needs to steal the deal. Putting a stamp of authority on this one as they both go to the wall. And look at this from Evans as he climbs up onto the door of UR Rintonen's S15. 1/2 of a corner left to go as Evans is very shallow across the line.
Evans kicked.
Did everything he could, but I think the spin and I think the line was not enough. And there we go, we make it official. Oliver Evans heads through to the final 4 here in the final round.
That's a wrap for the race for us. It didn't go as planned. It was probably the hardest race this season we've had, and we had a lot of issues, and we were happy to get even this far this weekend. So it wasn't the best driving. This was the last weekend for us this year driving in Drift Masters. It was the final. So I think for the next video we'll have something, not for the new car yet. We'll show you a bit of the S15, what it really holds inside. We had some battle damages today, but everything's fixable, so we'll patch it up, and after that we're gonna start the new car. I'm going on a little vacation to the USA and get some parts for the new car also, so keep in touch for the channel and follow us in Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, and we'll see you next video. We'll show you the S15. See you there. Oh, and one more thing, the bus is now packed. We are actually leaving just after the race home to get the boys' work to the factory, and we're gonna pick some parts for the new car. Oh well, maybe we'll show them to you. So we'll see.